Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and remember, Context is Everything Media Network founder and CEO, John Michael, is reading a book. This is a new book. This is the third self-help book that I'm reading, and this is called Life is Messy. New York Times best-selling author Matthew Kelly. Now, this book doesn't look like it has chapters, so I'm just going to read about 10 minutes a day. Life is Messy by Matthew Kelly. The Human Dilemma. Life is messy. This is the human dilemma. You're not doing it wrong. Life isn't color within the lines exercise. It is a wild and outrageous invitation full of uncertain outcomes. Sometimes it is beautifully rational. At other times it lacks all logic. What appears to be step back today may turn out to be the first marvelous step forward 10 years from now. The mess of life is both inevitable and unexpected. It is filled with delightful mysteries and frustrating predicaments. Indescribable joy and heart-wrenching suffering. There is no plan you can devise that will solve the mess. There is nothing you can buy, learn, or accomplish that will eliminate the mess. Finding the love of your life, or the perfect career won't either. There's nothing you can start doing or stop doing that will eradicate the mess. There's nothing you can tell yourself that will make the mess magically disappear. And you cannot think your way out of it. The mess is here to stay. It is unavoidable. It's just life. It's what we do with the mess that determines everything. You can ignore it, avoid it, deny it, blame others, shame yourself, and exhaust yourself pretending your life isn't messy. But when you wake up tomorrow morning, the mess will still be there. Or you can realize that the mess serves a powerful purpose. To discover that powerful purpose, we first need to accept that the mess is not the problem. The problem is our erroneous belief that everything should be immaculate, orderly, neat, tidy, and in its place. Everyone has their own mess to contend with. Our tendency is to think that we are the only ones with a mess, that our mess is messier, more embarrassing, more shameful than other people's messes. This isn't so. You don't have to have it all together. Nobody has it all together. Acceptance is the only way to make peace with the mess. This acceptance will lead you to a profound acceptance of life, others, and self. It isn't surrender or defeat. It isn't conceding that there is nothing we can do about the mess. It's just a penetrating awareness that the meaning of life isn't to solve the mess. That's not the goal. The radical acceptance of self, others, and life may be the beginning of wisdom. I'm not sure we can ever truly appreciate anyone or anything until we have made peace with the mess. Are you ready to make peace with the mess? Life is messy, but we figure things out. We laugh, we cry, we grow, and we move on to new beginnings, second chances, and amazing possibilities. If you're still listening, please subscribe to Context is Everything Media Network. My name is John Michael, and I read and speak. A more beautiful question. The gateway between confusion and clarity is marked with a quintessential truth. The gateway between confusion and clarity is marked with a quintessential truth. We are wounded and broken. That's the truth. Acceptance of this truth allows us to make peace with the mess. I am wounded and broken. We all are. We are self-conscious about our brokenness. We are sensitive and insecure. even embarrassed about our woundedness, but we needn't be. We are all wounded and broken. Why are we so surprised when we discover that another person is broken? Perhaps because we are so intent on ignoring our own brokenness. Everyone is broken, everyone is wounded. To pretend otherwise is to open ourselves to vast and ongoing deception. But it's okay that we are broken. It's only a problem if we subscribe to the false notion that we have to try to keep everyone and everything from being broken. I am broken. Pretending otherwise is exhausting. But let me share with you the real problem with our brokenness. In our wasteful, consumption-addicted society, we throw broken things away. Well, so we don't know what to do with our broken selves. What do we do with broken people, broken relationships, broken institutions, broken families, and, of course, our own broken selves? This is an important question, but a more beautiful question holds the answer. It is one of the most beautiful questions I have ever stumbled upon. Can something that has been broken be put back together in a way that makes it more beautiful than ever before? This is a question that all the words on these pages cling to. It may seem to be like an impossible proposition to our straight line everything in its place secular minds, but I marvel at how God doesn't use straight lines or right angles in nature. We invented right angles and straight lines to prop up our insecure humanity. There's some truth to that. I see what he's saying. The perfection of nature is marked by crooked lines, brokenness, imperfect colors, and things that seem out of place. The perfection of creation is achieved through its imperfection. So it is with human beings. Our imperfections are part of what make you perfectly yourself. If we put on the mind of God, we discover that one of the most beautiful truths in this life has to offer. Something that has been devastatingly broken can be put back together in a way that makes it more beautiful than it ever was before. It is true for things, but it is even more true for people, and it is true for you. This is the source of the Summit of Hope. We believe that once something is broken, it can never be as beautiful as it was before. But that's not true. It's true that it cannot be exactly the same as it was before. But that does not mean it cannot surpass its former self. You don't look at a wonderful tree that loses some leaves and limbs in a storm and say, it's ruined forever. But we say that about ourselves and others. The Japanese have a beautiful art form called kintsugi. Kintsugi. It is a form of ceramics, and I have been meditating on it for the past several years. In our disposable culture, if we break a vase or a bowl, we throw it away and buy a new one. This simple act allows us to maintain the illusion that life is not messy. It plays into our delusion of perfection, but life is messy. Perfect is a myth. And the wisdom of the Japanese art of kintsugi has much to teach us. When a vase or a bowl or a cup is broken, artists gather up the broken pieces and glue them back together. Though it is how they put them back together that is steeped in wisdom and beauty. They mix gold dust with glue. They don't try to hide the cracks. They own them, honor them, even accentuate them by making them gold. They celebrate the cracks as part of their story. It is a beautiful lesson. They don't pretend the vase was never broken. They don't pretend that life is not messy. They don't pretend they are not broken. When we pretend to be someone other than who we are, our true self hides in the fear and shame, the fear of being discovered and the shame of not being enough. The most beautiful and surprising lesson in the kintsugi art form teaches us is this: we are each other's wounded healers. We each possess the gold dust needed to glue other people back together, making them more beautiful and lovable than ever. Our love, connection, acceptance, generosity, community, and kindness are that gold dust. This is astonishingly profound. There is a vital truth here. Kintsugi ceramics are staggeringly beautiful. There is an honesty to their beauty that is missing in the artificial perfection of mass-produced items. Right, I agree. Once repaired in this ancient method, kintsugi pieces are more beautiful and more loved than before they were broken. This idea creates a vast confusion and cognitive resonance for us. We don't believe that something that has been broken and repaired can be more beautiful, more loved than ever before. But hope depends on overcoming this false belief. Moving on from this false assumption is essential to making peace with our own brokenness and vital ingredients in all healthy relationships. Someone who has been broken and healed can be more beautiful and more loved than ever before. Embracing this truth is liberating, but it is easier to do once we realize it's okay to be broken. It's normal, in fact, part of the human condition. Once we embrace this truth, we are on the path of hope. When we reject it, we are on the road to despair. Can someone who has been broken be healed or become more beautiful and more lovable than ever before? This is the central question in our journey together. I am convinced the answer to this question is yes, but as you will soon discover, arriving to this conviction has no easy feat. This book is my own messy and imperfect grappling with the question: if at any point in this book you find yourself lost, confused, or disorientated, return to this question. It is the North Star we are exploring. Whatever topic we discuss on these pages ahead, though they are vast and varied, we will never be far from this question. Someone who has been broken and healed can become more beautiful and more lovable than ever before. That someone is you. My singular hope is, as you make your own way through these pages, that you discover this truth. And we're going to stop there. And that was lovely. This is the book. Subscribe if you made it this far. Context is everything. Yes. God bless.